Have you ever traced your family history? Or that way. It's a fascinating process with often unexpected results.
It is spooky.
So real.
One Australian woman has found that there was a king in her family and she's not alone, tracing her roots to royalty. Jenny Burrows has always been fascinated with her ancestry. One day, it paid off.
I told my children and they said, "Oh, come on, Mum."
After searching online and talking to her second cousin, Jenny discovered she's related to King Edward III of England.
He's my 19th great-grandfather. I know he was a good king and he did a lot to change the way of living in England at the time.
But she's not just related to one royal.
Somehow we would be related to the Queen, I suppose, seeing she had the same great-grandfather.
Jenny's not the only Australian with a royal connection.
Who's that? That's Prince William. There she is. Oh my goodness, she's beautiful. Look at that.
Shay and Tia Lowers are related to the Duchess of Cambridge.
Look at her, she looks so tall and elegant.
They're connected to Kate through Tia's husband Mark, who moved to Australia 26 years ago. His mum Lillian Clark and Kate Middleton's mother Carol Goldsmith are cousins. That makes Mark and Kate second cousins, linked by the same great-grandmother. Kate is Shay's third cousin.
Get all that? Well, Vicky Dawson from findmypast.com.au joins us this morning, along with our Sunrise Royal correspondent Rob Jobson. Good morning to both of you. Rob, what do you think is the fascination? I mean, I would imagine most Aussies would love to be related to royalty.
Well, if I was them, I'd be getting a lawyer to see if I can get some of my land back. But I think it's the history, it's the celebrity, it's the wealth. It's so many things, really. But I think the real fascination is the glamour and the intrigue. And certainly it's quite fascinating that these people were related to all the way back to the Plantagenets. Incredible.
Yeah, and whether the existing royals would love to have you for tea if you knocked on the door and said, "Hey, we're related." Vicky, how many Australians could be related to royalty?
Well, it's actually very difficult to pinpoint an exact figure, but considering how far back the monarchy actually goes, and given over time there will actually be millions and millions of descendants from that, with 1 in 3 Australians actually having a British descent, there's a very good possibility that many Australians could actually claim royal descendancy.
All right, well, we're all getting excited this morning by the prospect there's a crown out there with our name on it. So what do we do? How do we trace our family history?
Okay, well, a great place to start is online. So with websites through Find My Past, for example, archives around the world actually digitise and index their records and make them available freely. So through a touch of a button, you could actually find your ancestors very, very easily. Another step would actually be to speak to family members, particularly older family members who usually have a treasure trove of information that they've received from their parents or their grandparents back in the day. Another step to actually look for is key vital records in your research. So that would actually be census records, which are online from 1841 through to 1911. You'd also look for birth, deaths, marriages, as well as parish records, which are very, very old church records that go back to 1538.
It's just fascinating, and it's great how online you can shortcut everything. You know, back in the old days, you used to go to London and go through all the records, and I remember Mum did through her side of the family. It's terrific.
Exactly.
Thank you for the tips. It's wonderful. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks, Rob.
There we
See
go.
ya. There you go. And thank you to the Queen for joining us.